It is Monday night, and we are live for the start of the ITZR playoffs, the chase for the championship in the ITZR Elite Performance Industries Late Model Shootout Series. Tonight is round number 10, the County Road Custom Iowa Speedway 75. I'm Jeff By Jr., joined by Bill Tomer in the broadcast booth once again. Bill, here we go. Our first time doing playoffs in the Late Model Shootout Series. 8 drivers going to go for the championship starting tonight.
I mean, could this get more exciting, Jeff? I mean, we're sitting here. We've never done playoffs before, and we have 8 drivers that are separated by 2 points. So we added points, so they're only separated by 2 points. So basically, it's just heads up. There's a couple of guys that get a little bit of bonuses for winning races, but it's heads up. Whoever the top 6 are, for the most part, at the end of tonight, go to the next round.
Yeah, 2 drivers will be dropped tonight. Those guys that have the bonus points, Thomas Axem, Brett Suggs, they had 2 wins in the regular season. They're going to start with a 2-point bonus going into the night. Dylan Bates, Cole Cavery, Alex McCollum, they are going to start with a 1-point bonus. So that leaves Hugo Paquette, Daniel Pope, Eric Tracy. Those are the guys kind of on the hot seat. They're going to start with no bonus points, so they got to make it up tonight. They've got to fight for that 6th position, and 3 guys going to start tied for the 6th position, and one's going to get it. He's going to move on, and 2 of them might be going home.
So, Jeff, something very cool that we had our drivers do tonight as well, as you can see as we're looking at Dylan Bates' car. You see the green all over that car on the windshield, on the front valence splitter there. Then also on the back where the spoiler's being held on by the metal grid work that we've got here. All that green is Elite Performance Industries green, and those will show you the playoff contenders. Only 2 of the cars that are in the playoffs, Alex McCollum and Thomas Axem, don't have the green, so there are 6 guys that you'll be able to see just at a glance that's a car that's in the playoffs.
Qualifying underway for tonight's County Road Custom 75 here in the Iowa Speedway. And Bill, Iowa has been a really good track for this series. Just fantastic racing every time we come here, and we're looking for more of that tonight.
Yeah, as we watch time start to come in, Corey Bigley to the top of the charts. Now Jason Warren to the top of charts. Peyton Howe. Now Hugo Paquette goes P1 in the 33. Hugo changed teams this week. He's now a Revelry Racing driver.
Hugo 23.591 bumps Jason Warren. Warren was fastest in practice. 23.622 for Warren. He slowed down a little bit. Now Colin Allman, second fastest. 23.597 for Allman.
Check out more cars on the racetrack. Aaron Johnson out there in the 21 car. What was that, Jeff? We're shouting somebody out?
Shout out to Crystal Clark already in the chat, hanging out with us. Donald Clark on the racetrack right now. He's trying to lay out a lap in the 18. A little sideways off turn 4. Got the wall. And that is going to hurt that lap for Donald Clark.
If he got the wall, that hurt that lap badly enough. He'll have to start over it. Did he cross the start-finish line? I think he did, didn't he?
Alex McCollum to the top of the board, 23.481, improves on his practice speeds. Nobody touched a 4 in practice. Alex finds it in qualifying, fastest so far.
Trying to find you cars on the racetrack. Brett Suggs in the 33, one of your playoff contenders out there.
Bill, talking about playoff contenders, one of those drivers had a disastrous qualifying session. Eric Tracy, he is currently last on the board with a 24.121. Did not go well for Eric Tracy. He comes into this no bonus points. He is in a hole right now if he's going to move on to race in South Boston for that championship.
Yeah, it looks like the playoff contenders spread throughout the field. As we have 30 race cars set, actually 28 race cars set to start tonight. One of the smallest fields. We kind of expected that, Jeff. We knew that once we got to the playoffs, guys weren't, digging to get in anymore. There's still money for 9th and 10th.
Yeah, still money on the line for those 9th and 10th positions. So those will be the payout spots. But tonight, Bill, looks like we're going to have the return of the slow dash.
The slow dash.
Slow dash is returning.
The slowest 6 cars. Gonna grid here for a slow dash, 20-lap slow dash, Jeff. So these guys will fight to try to gain a better starting position in tonight's A-main.
Yeah, every car will transfer onto the main event. We are going to start them all tonight. Shout out to Bladen Edwards. He is cheering for Peyton Howe tonight. And looking at Peyton, I believe he qualified directly into the A-main. He did 8th fastest. So Peyton, you'll see him in a little bit. We're just waiting on Colby Bryant to grid for our slow dash. And there he does. So on the pole for the slow dash tonight, the 9 car, that is Colby Bryant. On the outside of him, that's Wet Willie, the 19 of Willie Howells.
Starting in the 3rd position in the familiar 2-1-2, that is Jonathan Sanford. And to his outside in the 09, it's the Joker, Elliot Carlson.
Starting in the 5th position will be the 67 of Eric Tracy, and on his outside in a new white machine. I was giving him hell because he's always ran a red car forever. Now it's white. It's the 112. It's Del Mears.
So those are your 6 drivers lined up for the slow dash. 20 laps here at Iowa, trying to find a little bit more speed in their race cars. One of these seasons, Jeff, I think we'll try to figure out how we're going to eliminate the slow dash. We have to do it because of the inversions in our races.
Yeah, we kind of run this slow dash because we're limited on our customization of the servers a little bit. So we tend to have a B main. I think this might be the first week of the season where we haven't really had a B main in this series, right?
I think it's been 2 weeks. I think 2 weeks we haven't had a B main. Obviously,
Iowa, a bigger track, so we were planning on starting 30 tonight, no matter what. And I think what did we end up with? About 28 drivers tonight.
Yeah, 28.
So still, I mean, fantastic. We're 10 races into the season, still getting 28 drivers. That's unreal.
Especially when we've only invited about 40, so 28 of the 40 drivers are here. And they're ready to go. And Iowa usually is a treat for us. Everybody looks at it and goes, oh, a big track on the schedule. But we have seen unbelievable racing at this racetrack. Unbelievably clean racing. Hopefully we get more of that tonight as we are in turns 3 and 4. Pace car ready to get dug off. And Colby Bryant going to bring us to the green flag here in the slow dash B main.
Pace car going to head off the racetrack. Colby Bryant gets to control this start. Once the pace car leaves, he can go at any time. He is going to take off. Willie Howells did not get a great restart. Jonathan Sanford as well really struggled to get going. He's going to fall all the way back to the 4th position here. Is now Del Mears up against the wall going into turn 1. He kind of missed the corner a bit.
Interesting line for Del Mears. We talked about Eric Tracy, Jeff. He is one of your playoff contenders. You see him there with the windshield banner all green in the 67 car. He needs to move forward all night long if he wants to get in. He's actually in that 8th place position. But really, I mean, it's only 2 points out of first, so it's not like it's much of a hindrance. But starting here in this B main, he needs to move forward as quickly as possible.
Willie Howells had trouble down the back straightaway. I think maybe caught the wall or almost caught the wall. He lost some momentum. Here comes Elliot Carlson, and he's going to try to go the inside. Now Sanford thinking maybe 3 wide on the bottom, not going to be able to get there, but they are just double file this whole group.
Yeah, 2x2 looks like they're still pacing at speed. Look at this. Throw a blanket over these guys. 5 cars right there. Almost, it looked like a neat formation as Colby Bryant driving away. These guys racing hard in this B main. Tell you what, Iowa is a super, super fun racetrack to watch racing. If you've not shared a stream before in the Zone Racing Elite Performance Late Model Shootout Series, tonight is the night to do so. This is going to be fun and just stuff like this all night long.
Yeah, and as we're watching this side-by-side racing, County Road Custom hanging out in the chat, letting us know that tumbler sales are open once again, and we'll have to post some stuff up on Facebook this week about the tumbler that you can order. Everybody in the champion of the County Road Custom Late Model Challenger Series on Tuesday nights receives a championship tumbler. And if you don't think you're going to win the championship on Tuesday, you can just order one yourself. And they are pretty cool. I got 3 of them last time they were open.
Well, I definitely can't win a championship on Tuesday, Jeff, so I ordered one myself as well. And I love the thing. Actually, my wife loves it. She stole it from me.
Yeah, I gave one to the wife, gave one to my parents that generally watch on the YouTube streams. So everybody in the family got one. And right now we got a battle for second. It's between Willie Howells, Eric Tracy going for that 2nd spot. Those guys are just watching Colby Bryant drive away in the 9 right now. Tracy, one of those championship contenders. You can see that bright yellow banner across the windshield. That lets you know he is in the race for the championship in our ITZR playoffs. And he did not have a great qualifying effort. He is trying to gain some spots here for the A feature because he's going to need to pass a lot of cars to keep himself in this battle. Really kind of dug himself a hole here in qualifying and now trying to dig his way out of it here.
But Eric, oh, it's Willie sideways. Wow, off of turn
Whoa.
4. He saved it. He actually smoked the tires. He was so sideways. Saves it. Wet Willie Howes in the 19 car. Got her sideways. Got her straight. We were just about to talk about Eric Tracy. He is on the move. He is running down Colby Bryant. Talked about how he needs to go forward all night long, and he's doing it right now as he's trying to take the lead or at least put pressure on Colby Bryant for the lead in this B main.
I don't know how there wasn't a caution there. Willie Howes hung onto that car, and I mean, that thing was just gone. I don't know how he saved it. He was able to gather it up. Lost a lot of positions, but at least he didn't wreck it. He is still at the tail end of this group. And now Colby Bryant in trouble down the back straightaway. He's sideways. Eric Tracy, your new leader.
Wow, Colby Bryant got super sideways, almost spun it back up the racetrack. Now Del Mears is going to be the outside on the 2-1 or the 1-1-2. But Colby Bryant leading this race. You can see that Iowa can jump up and bite you. This car is set up loose so that it gets around the corners and what they'll call cut through the corners. But as this race wears on, it will tighten up. But right there, only 10 laps into this race, Colby Bryant got super sideways off of turn 2.
And the funny thing, Bill, the two guys that are running 1-2, they started on the last row of this race, and now they're running 1-2, and you see Dell sideways off turn 4. So these guys are starting to really push off the corner, and you can start to see this car maybe getting a little loose. And we got a battle further back as well between Elliott Carlson and Jonathan Sanford. It's a battle for 4th on the racetrack, and these two, they've been side by side for a bit here. Cannot settle this battle.
Yeah, Sanford and Elliott Carlson going to stay side by side through 3 and 4. Elliott way up the racetrack in the 09, able to get momentum around the top. He will take the position that time by, but here comes Sanford back on the bottom, and Willie looking on and wants to figure out who's going to win this battle. He wants to follow that guy through.
Now we got a battle for the lead. Del Mears able to get to the outside of Eric Tracy. We got Mears powering around the outside line. He's going for the race lead here in the slow dash. Tracy sideways off turn 4.
Oh my gosh, Tracy got really sideways. He lost momentum down the front straightaway. He's going to fall back to 3rd and fall into the clutches of that battle of Elliott Carlson and Jonathan Sanford. Back up front, Colby Bryant is rallying. He's back on Del Mears' bumper, and he gets sideways off a 2. Now Willie Howes into the wall. Holy cow, looks like he might have wrecked himself as he got sideways off a 2 and went nose into the wall, and not going to get a yellow as he's at the back of the field, so he'll just take it to the pits.
Yeah, these drivers in the feature event have got to be watching this wondering what is going on out there. Is the track just loosening up, or are these guys just pushing so hard to go for the win? It's got to be a little concerning if you weren't loose in practice to see this now.
Colby Bryant had started to rally in the 9, and last lap he got into the outside wall down the front straightaway. That slowed him down, and now he's loose, and he saves it off of 4. Holy cow, at any moment this car will step out, and here comes Eric Tracy again in the 67.
Eric Tracy trying to move forward once again. At one point was leading this race. Now he's back into the 2nd spot as he gets back around Colby Bryant. Bryant is not done. He's going to drive back down into turn 3 on the inside, but we've seen these guys trying to keep the car pinned on the inside, get loose off 4. Colby going to have to be a little easy picking up the throttle. He does so that time, but Tracy getting an inch ahead.
Man, this is crazy racing here in the B main. This is for nothing, folks. This is just guys trying to improve their starting position in the A. They're all going to make it in. But you know racers, they never want to lose.
Yeah, Del Mears has moved out to a 2nd lead. So this is a battle for 2nd right here. We got 4 cars under a blanket trying to get that 2nd spot. And Colby Bryant going to get back in line behind Eric Tracy as Elliott Carlson is clear of Jonathan Sanford. And Elliott starting to move up the racetrack. Look at it. He's up in that 3rd groove up there trying to get a run.
Colby Bryant sideways through turns 3 and 4. Man, sometimes you see these cars snap to the right, Jeff, and that time I was afraid that was going to happen to Colby. It didn't happen. He is just loose. I'm pretty sure that right rear tire is pretty upset.
Yeah, and it's kind of a compounding problem, isn't it? Once you slide the right rear tire, it heats up, it's all greasy, and all of a sudden now you're just even more loose. And you can see it again, the 9 car sideways off the corner, and every time he slides it, it just heats that right rear tire up even more and makes it even more difficult problem.
Del Mears way out front. We were about to talk about the same thing, yeah. Jeff. Del Mears just owning this one as he is almost a 2nd out front to the good, and Eric Tracy has rallied back to 2nd in the 67, and he's sideways off of 4 once again. I don't know if I'd want to drive this one, Jeff. It looks like these cars are almost on dirt.
Yeah, Delamere's out front 1.1 seconds, and he's going to see the white flag this time. So Delamere's heading down the back straightaway for the final time of this slow dash.
Delamere's going to come off of turn 4 and keep that car straight. Oh, maybe a little bit sideways as he's going to take the win in the B main in the County Road Custom 75 here at Iowa.
So Eric Tracy going to finish second. He'll move on to the feature event along with Elliott Carlson, Jonathan Sanford, Colby Bryant, and Willie Howell. So we will start 28 cars in tonight's feature event. And they are going to get a 2-minute warm-up now to get on the racetrack and see what the racetrack is going to give them. Temperatures have been changing slightly. Track temp is actually up from when I looked at practice. So maybe things starting to heat up on the racetrack. Maybe that's going to change the way this car handles a bit.
Well, we will see. I don't know. I've never figured out how they do the new setups on these super late models. I always feel like the hotter the car gets, the looser it gets, but it seems like that's backwards sometimes. Sometimes nighttime is worse than anything else.
Remember, if you're hanging out with us on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitch, go ahead and leave us a comment on our Facebook page. Let us know you're watching. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Do whatever you got to do to give us some love. It helps us out. It gets us out across Facebook, across social media, and just gets more people interested in ITZR and iRacing and just motorsports in general. I think we've had some people that really aren't into motorsports find us and just start to get involved in this as well.
Don't forget to go check out County Road Custom over at their website, countyroadcustom.com. It's based in Southeast Iowa, offers the highest quality, most unique customized products on the market today. Like we talked about, the custom tumbler sales are back open. So you can go over there and get your customized tumblers. You can get your ITZR logos put on that, your name, your number. They'll pretty much do anything for you. They'll even customize the font on everything, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, they're
countyroadcustom.com.
They're nice cups, and I got, as I said, we ordered 3, got one for the whole family, and they're pretty cool and machine washable, so you can drop them in the dishwasher. No worries about them. They're pretty sweet. They're definitely worth checking out. Head on over to countyroadcustom.com. Terry Bates handing out. He just sent us 99 stars. Thank you, Terry. Appreciate that.
We definitely appreciate that. That's fantastic.
Yeah, we look forward to seeing Terry hopefully tomorrow night in the County Road Custom Late Model Challenger Series race. Terry Bates, the professor. Well, Bill, that is the end of the warm-up session, and that means we are getting gridded up for tonight's County Road Custom Late Model, or County Road Custom 75, round number 10 of the Elite Performance Industries Late Model Shootout Series. The first round of the ITZR playoffs. 8 drivers going to go at it, trying to make those 6 spots for next week's race. On the pole tonight, we call him the Dominator around here, a former champion of this series, the number 1. That's Alex Mccollum. On the outside of him, a 2- or 3-time champion of this series, the 33. That is Hugo Paquet.
Starting in the inside of row number 2 in the 67, finished second last week at Richmond. That's Colin Allman. And to his outside in the 32 machine, that's Jason Warren.
Starting 5th tonight, a winner in the Challenger Series this season, the 21. That is Aaron Johnson. On the outside of him, your reigning, defending series champion, the 13 of Thomas Axem.
Starting 7th in the 91 car, one of your playoff machines, as you can see with the green on that car, that's Dylan Bates. And to his outside in the 52 is Peyton Howe.
Starting 9th tonight in the 33 car. He's won 2 races in the regular season. That's the 33 of Brett Suggs. On the outside of him, one of the drivers that has a late model shootout series win here at Iowa, the 31 of Daniel Pope.
Starting the 11th position, it is your points leader in the late model Challenger Series. That's the 11 car of Blaze Brinkley. And to his outside in the 60, it's Parker Traves.
Another one of those playoff drivers will start 13th tonight, the 54. That is Cole Cavery. On the outside of him in the 17, that is AJ Rogers.
Starting in the 15th position in the 28 machine, that is Corey Bigley. And to his outside, starting 16th in the 81, that's the ravishing one, Rick Rube.
Caden Fisher will start 17th in the number 18 car. On the outside of him will be the 56th. That is Lucas Hanley.
Starting in the 19th position, that is the 42 machine Super Zach. It's Zach Onan. And to his outside in the 98, it's Ian Martin.
Starting 21st tonight in the 18 car, that is Donald Clark. On the outside of him in the 71, that is Uncle Pete, Peter Fisher.
And we just saw him win the B main starting in the 23rd position in the 1-1-2. It's Del Mears, and to his outside, your final playoff contender in the field, that's 67 Eric Tracy.
Elliot Carlson will start 25th tonight in the 09. On the outside of him in the familiar 2-1-2, that is Jonathan Sanford.
Starting 27th in the 9, that is Colby Bryant, and shotgun on the field, it's the 19 car with Willie Howells.
Well, Bill, here we go. 28 cars strong tonight for this playoff race. Remember, this is the first time this season these guys will start heads up. There was no invert tonight, no bonus points for qualifying, just a heads up start. Alex McCollum, your quick qualifier on the pole. You want to pick a car to win tonight?
Am I allowed to pick Alex McCollum?
I'm going to give you any pick you want tonight.
Actually, you know what? I'm not going to do that. I'm going to pick the guy that finished second last week. I think he learned a little bit in that 67 car. Let's go with Colin Allman.
Well, that is a good pick, but I'm going to look back to that third row on the outside.
Don't do it. Don't do it. That's not fair.
Axem in the 13. I'm going to go with Axem tonight here at Iowa. And Bill, pace car lights are off. Alex McCollum's going to take us green flag racing when they hit the front straightaway.
You do realize, I know you were absent last week, Jeffy. You do realize you picked the guy who won last week at a very similar racetrack.
I do understand that, and that is why I picked him. I didn't feel so bad because he's starting 6th. You know, he's not on the front row.
Right, yeah.
Pace car is off. Alex McCollum gets to set the pace here. He's going to leave a little bit early. Got a great jump, but that's going to bring Colin Allman past Hugo Paquette at the line. Allman up into that second spot, and we are underway here at the County Road Custom 75.
Wow, you saw Jason Warren bobbing and weaving all over the place. These guys are going to stay side by side off of turn number 2, but up front, Alex McCollum has cleared Colin Allman, and here comes Thomas Axem already. 6th place start. Who cares? He's fighting for 3rd.
Caution is out trouble down the back straightaway. We're going to try to get a look at that one. It looks like Jonathan Sanford is around in the 2-1-2. A little trouble going into turn 3. Maybe some contact with Colby Bright. No, actually it was Peter Fisher that was going around early. Sanford just kind of came into that one late.
So we'll take a look. We'll get back to the replay here. Peter Fisher coming off of turn 2. Fisher might have got a touch from Del Mears. Oh, and Sanford nowhere to go in the 2-1-2. Take a look and see what happened to Fisher, if he actually got a bump from Mears as they went into turn number 3.
Yeah, I think there was a little contact there on that high side, and Pete moved up the racetrack. I think he led up a little early into the corner because there were some cars slowing down in front of him, and when he lifted for the 18 of Donald Clark, he just kind of got ran over going into turn 3 there.
Hey, Peter can't buy a break in that 71 car, and then unfortunately Jonathan just nowhere to go. Peter looked like he might have avoided damage in the 71, but I think that's just Del Mears. I mean, I guess down the back straightaway, I feel like you're so close to the guy, you got to be careful, right?
Yeah, and just so early in this race, and we've seen Iowa be it's not a difficult track to make passes at. So we're going to see a ton of passing, a ton of side-by-side racing tonight. So no reason to really push it this early into the race, but trouble there for Peter Fisher and Del Mears on lap 1 of this one.
Unfortunate, too. Last week at Richmond, this series only had 1 caution. 1 caution for 4 laps in 100 laps. This race quite a bit shorter with a 75 lapper. But still, we expected some excellent racing here. And we go yellow on the first lap, so that will give us a single file restart. These guys hate it. The lights are out on the pace car. Everybody here wants to go double file, and Iowa's one of those places where, you know, double file isn't that difficult. Some of the places it's much harder, much more narrow.
Well, Bill, you know, as the guy that's just doing the announcing, I get the opportunity to kind of listen in on some of the chatter on the radio that's going on and what these drivers are saying. And right now, fuel is going to be a concern. They're not sure they can make it if this thing goes 75 laps, green flag racing all the way. They're not sure they're going to make it the whole way. So let's watch what happens here fuel strategy wise.
Wow, Shotgun 12 Racing going to throw them a curveball the first round of the playoffs. Give them a really light fuel load as Alex McCollum going to drive them up to the wall. Pace car down the bottom of the racetrack. You'll watch the pace car make the hard left. McCollum on the throttle.
McCollum's going to get away from Colin Allman. Green flag is out. Single file restart. No passing before the start-finish line, so these guys got to be aware coming to the line not to make any moves underneath another driver. And so far, it looks like we're clean and green. And look at Aaron Johnson out to the outside already. He is moving up positions. He has gotten around Peyton Howe. Now he's trying to get around Jason Warren. Thomas Axem, he's going to get around Hugo Paquette. Axem into the third spot.
Axem off of turn 4, up to third. Hugo back to fourth, right behind them. Jason Warren continues the battle. Here comes Peyton Howe on the bottom. Thinks about 3 wide on lap 6. Thinks better of it. Back to 2 wide. Now Dylan Bates to his outside. They're going to battle for the spot.
Last time we raced here at Iowa, Dylan Bates finished second to Ryan Matthews. Ryan Matthews not here. Bates trying to work his way forward. He's got a runner-up finish here at Iowa. Now he's looking for a win. Can he get up there and challenge Alex McCollum?
Side-by-side battle. Aaron Johnson on the outside. Jason Warren on the bottom. They continue to do battle. They are trying to battle for that 5th position. Now Johnson able to make the move. He gets a little sideways through 3 and 4. Might break his momentum a little bit, but nobody able to gain. Now Warren on the bottom. He had to stay off the throttle, worried about the car getting sideways this early in a run. He's going to lose spots. Here comes Dylan Bates on the outside.
Bill, we've kind of seen this happen in Iowa races before, where a guy almost gets pinned on the bottom and he can't go forward. The outside ends up being dominant, and you're seeing it right now. Jason Warren, he's kind of stuck on the bottom, and Peyton Howe's going to go by. Brett Suggs is lined up there on the outside. So is Daniel Pope. So Jason Warren might be in no man's land on the inside of the racetrack.
Yeah, that's an odd thing here in Iowa, and kind of unique to Iowa with this setup. See, on the bottom, it is very loose. It seems to feel a little bit more comfortable, it looks like, for these guys on the top side. You see, and as I say that, Dylan Bates drives at the bottom in 3 and 4 to make moves. Jason Warren just slipping back a little bit in the 32. Remember that fuel strategy you talked about, Jeff? Maybe Jason's thinking about that as well as tire management.
Yeah, it could be. And now he's going to see Parker Traves jump to his outside of the 60 car. So Jason Warren just not able to get rolling here. He's stuck on the inside, and now he's got Traves there. There comes Cole Cavery. He's lining up behind Traves on the outside line, and Jason Warren's starting to fade. And we got a battle around the about the 5th position as Dylan Bates has gotten around Aaron Johnson. Here comes Peyton Howe now in the 52. Peyton to the inside of Aaron Johnson.
Peyton Howe going to make the move on Aaron Johnson down the back straightaway. Johnson able to pick up the momentum a little bit as they head down into turn number 3. Now Peyton side by side off of turn number 4. Both cars getting a little bit loose. Momentum on the top. Peyton Howe not able to make the pass.
Peyton, we really didn't see much of him this season. He kind of came into the series late this year, and he's shown a ton of speed. He's been kind of impressive the first few weeks here with the series back in the late model shootout series. And right now running in the 6th spot, trying to chase down Dylan Bates. He's just getting around Aaron Johnson. And right behind Aaron Johnson, you see Brett Suggs, one of those playoff drivers. He's bringing along Daniel Pope, another playoff driver.
Yeah, the playoff drivers are all rising to the top right now. Remember, you got to be one of the top 6 drivers at this point to guarantee your spot into next week's 2nd playoff round. And right now, look back, Eric Tracy's the odd man out. He's back in 20th. He'll be your last playoff driver right now as he had to come out of the B main, not making many moves in that 67 cars. We watch him make an aggressive move. He's going to look under Blaze Brinkley heading into turn 1.
And unofficially, Bill, the other guy that would be the odd one out would be Cole Cavery. And can you imagine Cole Cavery, the season he's had, if he got knocked out in the first round, that'd be unbelievable. But currently running 11th, and he's the second to last of those playoff drivers right now.
Yeah, Cole Cavery was your points leader almost the entire season until last week. And I think lost the regular season championship by 1 point, if I remember correctly.
We're starting to get a train lined up at the front. Alex McCollum leading Colin Allman, but here comes Thomas Axem. Axem starting to take a peek underneath the 67 off turn 4. Allman got really close to the wall there down the front straightaway, and look at now, he's going to take a look under Alex McCollum. Can the 67 take the race lead?
Make it odd that the 2 drivers that weren't able to get the colors onto their race cars, that would be Mccollum and Thomas Axem. They're the top 2 right now. So those are 2 playoff drivers in 1st and 3rd. Then you've got Hugo Paquette there in 4th. You can see the banner on his car. It is green. And that is the Elite Motorsports green, Jeff. That's what we were shooting for. I'm sorry, Elite Performance Industries. Excuse me, I said it incorrectly.
Brett Suggs and Daniel Pope having a little battle further back in the field around the 7th, or actually 8th position. Suggs took a look underneath Aaron Johnson. He was not able to complete the pass. That allowed Pope to get to the outside. Now, Suggs is going to try again, and I think he's going to clear the 21 this time. He got a great run through 3 and 4. Able to clear. Here comes Pope. He's going to get around Aaron Johnson as well. Parker Trave's going to try to slip by.
Now we got a battle for that position. Aaron Johnson up the hill just a little bit.
That's Cabry in the 54 trying to move forward. He's trying to get around Aaron Johnson. This would be the battle for the 10th spot right now. Ooh, Howe sideways down the front straightaway. Big moment for the 52. He's going to hold on, keep rolling. But that was a scary moment for the 52 of Peyton Howe. Caution is going to wave trouble further back in the field.
I think Willie Howells had an issue off of turn 4.
Yeah, the 19 car went around off turn 4. And Bill, I think it's just an all by myself moment there for Willie.
We'll pick him up as he comes through turn, and he's already got damage on that 19 car. Ooh, Colby Bryant had to miss him. Yeah, that wasn't all by myself, unfortunately, for Willie. Willie had trouble in the B main as well as he spun that car off of 2. It looks like he's been into the wall pretty solidly. I bet that car's not driving too well.
Yeah, that's a tough break for Willie. It seems like Iowa is not his track. He struggled in qualifying, struggled in the slow dash. Now struggles in the feature event. Just doesn't seem like he's got a grasp of this racetrack, and maybe just not his type of speedway.
It's not for everybody. It's large. It's wide. It has banking, progressive banking, so the bottom is a little flatter than the top. And that can mess with you through the corners if, depending on where you are on the racetrack, the car can drive differently every single time.
Yeah, and it's interesting that, the ways people aren't able to figure out a certain racetrack, because Willie was really good at Dover. And you think these tracks would kind of drive the same. You'd be carrying a lot of speed, and you're on the throttle a lot. You're trying to keep your momentum up, and he was so good at Dover, and it just seems like you can't get a handle on Iowa. So it's just funny how that works out sometimes.
You see our leader has a series sponsor, Elite Performance Industries, on that car. If you're looking to get faster here in the iRacing service, head over to ElitePerformanceIndustries.com. Pick yourself up some setups. They have a huge range of different cars that you want to. If you want to race dirt, you want to race pavement, you can do what you basically choose what you want. And I think I saw, Jeff, they had 69 different winners last week.
It's unbelievable. And I saw something over the week last week about the iRating gains that drivers have been making as part of their development program. It's insane. I mean, drivers picking up 1,500 iRating or more in just a matter of a season. I mean, it's unbelievable.
It's not hard, I don't think, to get into their development program. In fact, we posted a couple days ago that they are offering 50% off for season passes. You get race. I believe that would be setups for an entire season over at ElitePerformanceIndustries.com. Like we said, if you're looking to get faster and you want to get a bunch of solid setups, you hear guys say, "I don't want to try that car. I don't have a setup for it." Well, that's where you get them. Go over to ElitePerformanceIndustries.com. You get a setup, and you can feel confident that you whatever car it is, you now have a setup that is capable of winning races. Like I said, 69 different winners last week. And that is just crazy. And I do see a lot of familiar names, Jeff.
And one of those drivers leading our race right now, he's one of those elite performance guys. The number 1, Alex Mccollum, going to bring him back to the green flag as the pace car drops off the racetrack. Alex gets to set the pace anytime he wants to go now. He is going to take off. Allman going to try to hold on to second, get in front of Thomas Axem. I think he's going to have some room to be clear into turn 1.
See all the cars wiggling down the front straightaway. That is because wow, look at Peyton Howe. I'm going to stop talking about it. Peyton Howe all the way up the racetrack as he was trying to make a move 3 wide, and he does around Dylan Bates. But wow, was he up the racetrack. I couldn't believe how high he was in the 52.
Allman jumped to the outside of Mccollum, but the caution is going to wave as we come off turn 4. Trouble further back in the field, and we're back under the yellow flag.
I think Donald Clark had an issue in the 18. I don't see any damage on Donald's car, which is good. Let's see what happened to him. He did fall off the pace. Oh, yeah, it looks like he did. He might have been 3 wide going into turn 3, Jeff. We'll pick it up as he comes out of turn 2 on the replay.
It looked like Donald maybe had a moment coming off turn 2, maybe scraped the wall. Elliott Carlson tried to take it 3 wide with Lucas Hanley and Donald Clark, and they just kind of ran out of room.
Yeah, it looks like Elliott has Lucas underneath him, so he's worried about Lucas. Lucas gets close to the left rear. I think that's more of just a racing deal there. I don't think there was any malicious, not even an attempt to really pass. They were just 3 wide going into turn 3.
Yeah, and that just kind of started their little contact with the wall. That really slowed the momentum of the 18. That's why you saw the 09 have such a big run down the straightaway. 18 just kind of tapped the wall and got himself into a bad spot there. 3 wide going into turn 3. And lucky for Donald, I don't think he got the wall too hard. I think he might be okay. As we often say, this Super Late Model is kind of a tank, isn't it?
The back end is absolutely a tank. It's built out of titanium and carbon fiber, apparently. And it looks like Donald didn't pick up a tremendous amount of damage on that race car, so he should be good to go. But yeah, that rear end of this thing, I've never seen a car in iRacing. It just shrugs everything off. I don't know if I've ever seen it get damaged.
So Donald Clark going to rejoin at the end of the field, and looks like we're still going to have 28 drivers in this field, and still 28 drivers on the lead lap.
The old Super Late Model, Jeff, you'd take a little bit of a shot from a guy, a bump going into the corner, and your spoiler would fold.
Yeah,
this
absolutely.
one not so much.
Yeah, this car is pretty tough, especially on the rear of the car. But Bill, we did not complete a lap, so we're going to go back to a single file restart this time. Working lap 26 of 75, so I think time's starting to tick away. We're about a third of the way through this one.
And Jeff, the 6 of the 8 playoff drivers in the top 8 right now.
Yeah, it's unbelievable how the cream has kind of rise to the top there. Alex Mccollum, Colin Allman, Thomas Axem, Hugo Paquette, Peyton Howe, your top 5 drivers. Alex Mccollum going to take us back. Green flag racing, a little stack up further back in the field. Some drivers weren't able to get going, and that was right around Dylan Bates. That kind of stacked up Brett Suggs as well, and now we are back green flag racing, and these guys are going to fan out and just get double file again. Mccollum got a fantastic restart. He's pushed the lead to about 3-4 car lengths over Colin Allman. Look at Axem. Axem all over the 67. Going to take a peek down into turn 1 on the inside. Can he get there door-to-door with the 67 of Colin Allman? And not able to get that car to rotate through the center. Allman gets that run down the back straightaway. He's going to hold on to the second spot.
Peyton Howe running a little bit of a higher line through turns 3 and 4.
Looking further back in the field, though, we got a pretty fun battle here with Ian Martin, Blaze Brinkley. Ian got around Brinkley. He's now trying to get around Zach Onan. This is a battle for around 15th on the racetrack, but Ian Martin in that 98, the 11 of Blaze Brinkley, those are two guys going to be battling for the Tuesday night championship. So they're here right now on Monday night trying to get some experience, trying to get a leg up on one another. And right now, Ian Martin, he has gotten ahead of the 11 of Blaze Brinkley. That could be a good sign for Ian. The County Road Custom Late Model Challenger Series Championship playoffs are going to start tomorrow night. Lucas Hanley just got big time sideways off turn 4. He's going to lose a couple spots to Elliott Carlson, Peter Fisher. They're going to go around the 56. Is Hanley able to gather it back up? Lost some momentum there. Thomas Axem now underneath Colin Allman. He's going to pull the slider off turn 4, clear the 67. We've got a new second place driver. Thomas Axem going to now try to run down the 1 car of Alex Mccollum.
Well, Thomas Axem beat Colin Allman last week. Allman probably not having very much fun watching the back of that race car, as he was beat at Richmond and was all over him the entire race but wasn't able to make the move. So now Allman going to be behind the 13 of Axem. But Jeff, we talked about tire conservation and possibly fuel conservation. So these guys might be holding off a little bit. You saw Brett Suggs get super loose off of turn 4.
Yeah, that was a big moment for Suggs. He's going to hold on. Here comes Pope. Pope going to try to drive to the inside. Remember, Pope is a former winner in the late model shootout series here at Iowa. Just two drivers have wins here. That's Ryan Matthews and Daniel Pope. Only one of them in this field. So Pope has got a lot of experience here. He's pretty good at this racetrack, and he's just kind of stuck in traffic right now, mired behind. Allman in the wall down the front straightaway. Trouble for the 67.
Colin Allman just jumped right in front of that 67 car. That is not going to be good for his chances to win this race.
And Allman just here to win races. He is not in the championship points. Missed some races due to some real life racing commitments. Florida super late model driver racing with us tonight, just going for wins, and that's gonna make things more difficult on him if he plans to win tonight here at Iowa.
AJ Rogers and Ian Martin are battling a little farther back in the field. That's for the battle for the 14th spot. They're side by side in turns 3 and 4.
Ian sideways on the front straightaway. He holds on, but that's going to let Zach Onen get by. Here comes Rick Rube in the 81. Rube now on the outside line. He's going to try to get back around Ian Martin. Martin had made some gains. And, now Onen sideways. Rube gets into him. Rube's in the wall. We got trouble. Eric Tracy's going to have to take evasive action. That's one of our playoff drivers in the 67. He's not going to like to see that happening in front of him.
Peter Fisher in trouble in the 71. He was up against the wall in turns 3 and 4.
If you're Eric Tracy, that had to be a scary moment there. I mean, probably his whole season just flashed in front of him right there. He probably thinks, oh no, it's about to end right here on the back straightaway at Iowa. Cole Cabry and Parker Traves battling hard here for the 8th position. They are side by side. Traves in the 60 on the outside line. He's kind of holding up that 54 car, and you can see him. He's not giving Cole much room on the inside line, trying to keep that 54 pinned to the bottom of the racetrack. Do not let him up the racetrack and let him build up momentum here at Iowa.
Yeah, the top side of the racetrack, you can make things happen up there if you can pinch the guy down on the bottom. Right now you see Parker Traves trying to hold Cole Cabry down. Boy, oh boy, right to the door. The 60 car he's taking chances right there. See, anything that Cole Cabry does, any kind of slip. But Jeff, that's also a situation where you have a tremendous amount of respect for that guy on the inside. You know how good he is. You know he's not gonna slip. It's just gonna be close racing. You see that continue.
It's got to be frustrating for Cole because he's racing a guy who's not in the championship points. But you know what? Parker is in that battle for that 10th and final payoff spot. So, Parker doesn't want to give up a spot either. He needs every point if he wants to get some money at the end of the season as well.
That's 9th and 10th, Jeff. Both of those spots paid money. Caden Fisher came in, just missed the playoffs by about 3 or 4 spots. He's 9th in points. He's trying to do well. As you can see him, he's making moves right now. He's running 11th. He's looking under that damaged car of Colin Allman. He's trying to make his way forward as well so he can stay in those points or the money-paying positions.
Yeah, so some of these guys, even though they don't have those yellow banners, they still got something to race for. And right now you can see it. They do not want to give up anything to our playoff drivers. Right now, Peyton Howe, he is under attack from Dylan Bates as well. And Peyton, just one of those drivers out here trying to find wins. He just hasn't had the seasons that he's wanted in that 52 car. He's had some bad luck the last few weeks, but he's been so fast. And right now having a solid run, running 4th right now, right in front of Dylan Bates.
Now, Jeff, I've got an interesting scenario for you. Hear me out here. You ready for this one? We've got Dylan Bates, Brett Suggs, Daniel Pope, and then a gap back to Cole Cabry. Not a gap, but a gap of cars. Right? It's Parker Traves in between them. Brett Suggs is sitting on 2 bonus points, okay? So that's going to move him basically 2 positions up in this field, no matter where he finishes. Cole Cabry also has the same. They are battling for that 6th and final position that's going to go to the next round. And right now, that would put Cole Cabry in a tie with Daniel Pope. Tiebreaker wins. So Daniel Pope has to make things happen in that 31 machine, or else he's going to be out of these playoffs if they finish like they are right now.
And even more important than for the 16 Parker Traves, he's watching his teammate up in front of him. And that's a spot that Daniel Pope needs Parker to hold on to. So, as things are going to move on here, you're going to be cheering for your teammates to get around some of these playoff drivers as well.
Yeah, all the playoff drivers, at least the top 6 right now, making the top 7 are almost nose to tail. 7 in the top 9 are playoff drivers. It's easier to go down the list of drivers that aren't in the playoffs than it is to go down the list of drivers that are. Right now, Peyton Howe is not a playoff contender. He's running 4th. Parker Traves is not a playoff contender. He's 8th.
Allman back in the wall, middle of 3 and 4. He climbed the wall. That 67 is just struggling right now. He is off the pace on the outside line. He has hit the wall again hard, and Colin Allman's night has just gone from bad to worse now.
Yeah, Colin doesn't really have a whole lot to run for. He's here for fun, so watch that 67. That's what I expected. He's actually got enough damage. That thing is crab walking. That's probably going to be the end of the night for my pick. Unfortunately, Colin Allman's probably going to put it on the trailer.
Well, Bill, my pick, Thomas Axem, he is starting to run down Alex Mccollum, and is about 2.282 seconds, so just over 0.2 of a second, or just under 0.3 of a second between them right now. Alex Mccollum still out front, lap 47 right now as they come to the line, and Alex McCollum still leading Thomas Axem.
We're getting close to the 25 to go mark. And I think at that point, all bets are off. If you've been saving anything, you have to go. And we already put the spotlight on those cars towards the back of this playoff field. Eric Tracy right now still not able to make up a ton of ground in the 67. He's got the banner on the race car. He came in as the 8th point playoff position, but that only put him 2 points behind your leader. So it's really just a straight up start. The bonus points are there to help you, and right now they're helping Cole Cabry, as Cole Cabry is the next car that would look like he is out. However, he has got the 2 bonus points. That puts him in a tie with Daniel Pope, and so right now he's in. So it's Daniel Pope that needs to move forward in that 31 car.
Thomas Axem was not able to catch Alex McCollum that last time by. Alex was a little bit quicker. That time, Thomas Axem just slightly faster, about 0.006 of a second faster than Alex McCollum that time. These two are just in a dead heat, about 1 second ahead of Hugo Paquette. The top two are breaking away, and this is going to be a dogfight between these two here.
Cole Cabry, the inside of Parker Traves once again. They're going to be side by side off of turn number 4. Now Cole Cabry super sideways off of 4. Can't get the momentum. Traves going to hang on at the line, but Cabry still down on the bottom entering turn 1.
Traves able to use that outside line to his advantage. He has been able to get up there and just kind of hold on and keep that 54 at bay behind him. But if you're Cole Cabry, you got to be getting frustrated. I don't know if Cole is aware of the point situation, where the other guys are on the racetrack. All he knows is there's a lot of cars ahead of him, and a lot of those have yellow banners on them.
Yeah, that's what Cole Cabry's thinking about. But what he needs to know is don't toss it away right now. He's currently in a playoff position. He will continue on if he stays 2 spots behind Daniel Pope.
Battle for third. Peyton Howe got underneath Hugo Paquette. He got sideways, though. That's going to open up the door for Dylan Bates. Bates to the inside of the 52. Now this is a battle for the 4th spot. Is Peyton Howe up the racetrack? Here comes Bates in the 91. Hugo going to try to get away now. He was under fire from Howe, and suddenly he's got a nice gap back to Howe.
Hugo doing a great job in the 33 car today, as he's currently sitting out in that 3rd position. We haven't seen Hugo have this kind of speed in a while, Jeff. Hugo definitely making an appearance today in that 33 car, doing a great job.
You know, and I kind of felt like this might be a track that plays to Hugo's, his strengths a little bit. He's a pretty good driver as far as taking care of his tires, his smoothness. He likes a tight race car, so if this thing tightens up as the run goes on, that's going to play to his advantage. And I just kind of felt like this is going to be a good racetrack for Hugo.
Hey, Hugo, a 2-time late model Shootout Series champion in that blue number 33. He's had a great season. Obviously, he's in the playoffs, but just hasn't really contended for wins yet this season. But tonight, top 3, currently in a podium position, as he's starting to see pressure from Peyton Howe.
You can really see the difference in driving style between these two. Watch the 33 and the 52. The 33 really kind of keeping the car up the racetrack, keeping the momentum up. Peyton's driving that thing all the way to the yellow line, but you can see him coming off the corner. That thing is sideways. He's using every bit of racetrack, every bit of tire that he can use right now, and it's just 2 different driving styles. It's Hal dives underneath Hugo going into turn 3. That 52 was fast, but is he using up too much too early?
It might have given him a shot there as they went down the back straightaway. Peyton Howe got to the 33 and didn't waste any time letting him know he was there. So we'll watch him coming off a turn number 4 on the speed shot. We
got another battle between Cole Cabry and Parker Traves still brewing. Cabry almost got around Traves. Now he kind of runs up to the outside. He's going to force that 60 up the racetrack. They're going to make contact. Traves is in the fence off turn 4, off the door of the 54 of Cabry. And I think Cabry was just frustrated with Traves and finally kind of moved him up the racetrack there.
See how much damage that gave to the 60 at Traves. Traves having a great race in that 60 car. That helped Caden Fisher. Caden Fisher moved by the 60 at Traves, moved Caden Fisher up into the 9th spot. Traves back to 10th.
So that's going to really put the pressure on Daniel Pope, because unofficially he would be out right now if it finished this way. We got about 15 laps to go in this one. Time is ticking away. So right now, Brett Suggs ahead of Daniel Pope. Pope needs to get going. He needs spots badly.
Yeah, Pope actually needs to get ahead of Brett Suggs and probably Dylan Bates. I believe Dylan Bates is also sitting on a win this season, so he won the race at Nashville, so he's got a bonus point. So I think Pope is in a world of hurt right now if nothing happens around him, because Suggs has 2 bonus points, Cole Cabry has two bonus points, and Dylan Bates has a bonus point. I believe it's gonna take Pope getting ahead of Hugo Paquette all the way up in 3rd.
Well, Peyton Howe, last time by, he gave the 33 a shot, got into the rear bumper of Hugo Paquette, and I think Peyton's saying, hey man, like, I'm a little bit quicker than you, let me go, you got a little bit more to risk here. Peyton just here for the wins right now in this 52 car. Hugo Paquette, he's racing for a championship. Just kind of let the 52 go right now.
Yeah, I don't think he wants to let him go. That's not in his nature. He's going to try to sling it in there into turn 3 and try to gap that 52 machine, trying a little bit different approach, as he is not able to get away from Peyton Howe up front. Continues to see Alex Mccollum holding off Thomas Axem, but Axem is stalking the number 1 driver as these guys run 1-2, and they've got a pretty decent gap on the rest of the field.
Yeah, the top 2 drivers have just checked out. It's nearly 2 seconds back to Hugo Paquette from this battle. But Thomas Axem is just stalking our race leader, Alex Mccollum. And it'll be interesting to see as this thing starts to wind down who has tires left. Has Alex started to push it too hard? Has Thomas used up too much to get to him? It is going to be a dogfight between these two. This is 2 of the baddest super late model drivers in iRacing right here. They're going to go at it here in round number 1 of our ITZR playoffs.
Jason Warren has made a reappearance in the top 10. Parker Traves struggling with that number 60 car. Now that he has damage on the right front of that car, you can see he's lost a little bit of pace. So Jason Warren moves up to 10th. Behind them, Blaze Brinkley running 11th. AJ Rogers running 12th. Ian Martin 13th in the 98. Eric Tracy, your other playoff contender, he's back in the 15th position. He's tried to make moves. It is tough here at Iowa when you don't get a bunch of cautions, and we have not had a whole lot of cautions here. As you can see, he's pacing Corey Bigley right now.
Well, Eric started 24th, so he has passed a lot of cars. One of those other drivers passed a lot of cars. Caden Fisher, he started 17th. He is up to 9th right now, and he is chasing down Cole Cabry as well for that 8th spot. That could be big for Daniel Pope. If Caden Fisher is able to get around Cole Cabry, that could be a point in swinging towards Daniel Pope there.
Yeah, that would be huge for Daniel Pope's chances. But he still needs to get around other drivers. Daniel Pope needs to make moves. We've already documented that pretty well.
Peyton Howe still putting the pressure on Hugo Paquette. This is the battle for 3rd. He's going to get into Hugo. Hugo's going to spin into turn 3. That's one of your championship drivers around.
Hugo on the gas, spins the car around, almost backs it into traffic. Everybody getting by on the bottom, but that's going to bring out the yellow with about 8 laps remaining. This might dash Hugo Paquette's chances for the championship. Take a look and see what happened on our replay. So we'll pick these guys up as they head down the back straightaway. Just down into turn 3. We might. A bad camera angle on my part.
No, I just some contact there. I think Peyton just got in there so deep. He got into the back of the 33 and ends up turning Hugo around. And that's just an absolute heartbreaker for Hugo Paquette, because he was comfortably in this playoff position to transfer on into the next round. And now he's going to have his work cut out for him.
I think that's, we haven't said it yet tonight, Jeff, but I think that is a C car, don't hit car situation. Peyton Howe following Hugo Paquette down the back straightaway. I'm not sure what's happened. I'm not sure. That's just not good, especially when you're racing a guy that's racing for a championship. I mean, they put the green on the cars to let you know that they're a playoff contender, and then you get them.
Well, and that's going to mix things up now because Daniel Pope was at risk, and now he just picked up a spot over Hugo Paquette in this playoff battle. That's going to put Eric Tracy and Hugo Paquette as the two guys that would be bumped out if they finish where they are on the racetrack right now. And Bill, we're 68 laps into the 75 lapper. There is not a lot of time for them to make this up.
No, Hugo Paquette in big trouble now in that 33 machine, as he's dropped all the way back to the 20th position. We talked about how great a run he was having tonight. Makes you wonder, Jeff, if it would have been the smart play just to let the 52 go by. I guess you're hoping that you don't get dumped by someone not racing for a championship. In fact, Peyton Howe, he hasn't even been here most of the season, so he will get the EOL. Race Control sent the 52 car to the back of the field. We get a close-up of Alex Mccollum's car. That was pretty neat.
So Bill Pace car lights are out. We're going to double them up. It'll be Alex Mccollum, Thomas Axem, Dylan Bates. Now Brett Suggs up into the 4th spot. Daniel Pope 5th. Cole Cavery 6th. That is 6 of your playoff drivers there stacked up on top of each other. Caden Fisher now leads those guys not in the playoffs. Jason Warren, Parker Traves, Blaze Brinkley, your top 10. We're going to keep an eye on those guys further back in the playoff spots. Can Hugo Paquette, can Eric Tracy, can they rally and find their way past somebody in this top 6? Alex McCollum going to take us back green flag racing.
Well, this one's going to get exciting, Jeff, with just about 5 laps remaining, 6 laps remaining in this race. Thomas Axem, a little bit of a wiggle. Brett Suggs, a little bit of a wiggle. Dylan Bates did not get a good jump on the bottom. Here comes cars on the outside. Daniel Pope can't decide where to go.
Yeah, nobody really knew which lane was going to move there as Bates was not able to get rolling on the inside. Some guys dropped to the inside. The outside lane started to go. Here comes Caden Fisher. He's going to play spoiler. He's going to try to go around Daniel Pope on the outside.
Caden Fisher shot out of a cannon. He's going to go right to the door of that 31 machine as they're going to be side by side off of turn 4. Tight racing. Daniel Pope wiggles. You see Ian Martin wiggle there. Here comes Eric Tracy in the 67. This isn't over yet.
Brett Suggs is taking over 3rd from Dylan Bates. He had it that time by at the line, and he cleared the 91. He's going to do it down the back straightaway. Brett Suggs up to 3rd.
Brett Suggs to 3rd. Here comes Dylan Bates in the 91 machine. Cole Caber to the outside. Here comes Caden Fisher. He's flying in that 18 car. Caution as we get trouble. Looks like Jonathan Sanford involved. Lucas Hanley involved. Oh my goodness, did that get exciting.
Yeah, and it looked like going down the back straightaway, Lucas, something happened between the 112 of Delmiers, the 212 of Sanford, and the 56 of Lucas Hanley. And
whoa.
Yeah, it's hard to tell what happened there. Maybe some net code? I can't tell.
Well, it looks like Lucas Hanley catches a little bit of the outside wall. He loses a lot of momentum, and then going into turn, I think Delmiers is looking at the 212 going into the corner, and Jonathan just lifts early. Del gets into the back. Remember we had one of those situations a few weeks ago where we had somebody spin 2 cars at the same time? I think it just happened again.
Yeah, it looked like maybe Del at the last second tried to react to the 212, and he locked up the brakes possibly, and it drove that thing up the racetrack into the 56 of Lucas Hanley. Lucas going to go around there.
Lucas Hanley backs her into the wall, then gets the front end into the wall, and unfortunately that's going to be damage on the 56 car. But I think, like you said, I think Del just got into the corner just a little bit too hard and got 2. I don't know about you, Jeff, but my heart's beating.
Yeah, and this is going to set ourselves up for a green-white checkered finish, I believe. So we are heading into overtime of our playoffs now. Alex McCollum, your leader. Thomas Axem, Brett Suggs, Dylan Bates, Cole Cavery, Caden Fisher, Daniel Pope, your top 7. Parker Traves, Blaze Brinkley, Jason Warren back into the top 10. Just outside of him, Ian Martin is 11th. Eric Tracy, who's one of those drivers that needs to get going if he wants to make the next round of the playoffs. He is up to 12th now from 24th starting position.
So did Hugo Paquette make up anything? Not really. Up to 18th. Make it 19th in the 33 car. Not able to make up many positions on that short little run.
Hugo is going to need something to happen to these guys up in the top 6 here. he is going to need some help. Either somebody gets spun, somebody wreck. He's going to have a difficult time making that next round without some help here from these drivers up at the front of the field. Eric Tracy, he is gaining, but it's still many spots before he's able to even get to Daniel Pope, who's running 7th comfortably right now in the next round of the playoffs. But anything can happen, Bill, because it's a green-white checkered finish.
I'd close my eyes if I didn't want to watch this, Jeff, but 2 laps to go. Pace car's going to duck off. Alex McCollum on the loud pedal.
Alex got a great start, but so did Thomas Axem. Axem going to try to slip in line in front of Brett Suggs. He does, just noses it down in front of the 33. Axem now takes a peek under McCollum. He got a great run through 1 and 2. Now the battle is on for the 3rd spot. That's Dylan Bates in the 91 on the outside of Brett Suggs.
Dylan Bates around the top side. Here comes Cole Cabry. Here comes Caden Fisher. Daniel Pope is there as well. We go yellow. That's going to make things really interesting, is now we're going to get a... I see Zach Onan. We're going to get a single file restart.
It looked like Zach Onan and Peyton Howe got together down the back straightaway. The 42 car got turned to the outside wall. That collected Elliott Carlson. It collected Aaron Johnson. And man, just trouble there.
Pick him up as they go to... Oh, boy.
Bit of a 3 wide moment down the back straightaway, wasn't it?
I think we're going to have to go to the ElitePerformanceIndustries.com chopper cam. I don't know about you, Jeff. I'm not sure if I'm Peyton Howe, I'd make that move. I guess they're not right up against the wall, but that's close enough. You really don't have room for that.
Yeah, Peyton saw a gap there, and it just closed up. He was on the outside 3 wide. He got room from the 09, but I just don't know if the room existed there to move up another row there. Onan did not get all the way up to the wall, so I can kind of see from his perspective where he thought maybe I'm just going to drive that thing straight up the wall and go around the outside of the 42. It just did not work out for him.
Yeah, I mean, I'm watching it from the inside of Peyton Howe's car. He goes down into turn number 1. He gets a good run down around the top side. Zach just doesn't quite get out to the wall. And, I mean, but the reality is it's just super tight. I mean, that's super tight. It looks like the hole's there, and Zach just has no idea a car's going to go up to the outside there.
Yeah, and,
that's just ultra aggressive.
Yeah, and I mean, that's green, white checker racing for you.
Yeah.
That's just a tough situation. Nobody is going to lift at that point in the race, and right there, they just kind of got themselves in trouble down the back straightaway. And here we go, second of 3 green, white checkers.
So we'll take a look at your leaders: Alex McCollum, Thomas Axem, Dylan Bates there in 3rd, Brett Suggs 4th, Cole Cabry 5th. Every single one of those drivers is a playoff contender. And then you have Caden Fisher, your first non-playoff contender. In fact, he was the first guy out from the playoffs. He finished 9th in the final season standings, just a few points out of 8th. And then Daniel Pope running in 7th, also a playoff contender. Eric Tracy's found himself in contention, Jeff. He's not out of it anymore, up to 12th in that 67 car. And then Hugo Paquette was running in 3rd all night long, found the front bumper of the 52 machine, spun out, and now Hugo finds himself at 16th, so he still needs help. He'll have two more laps to attempt to get up to somebody, try to pass them. It's going to take it getting all the way to Pope up in 7th before he'll have a shot at getting to these next round of these playoffs.
And as we said, it's probably going to take something happening to another playoff driver up here, but I mean, it's a green, white checkered. It's going to be a battle for the win here between Alex McCollum, Thomas Axem, Dylan Bates, Brett Suggs, Cole Cabry. I mean, these guys are going to be racing very hard. Anything can happen. Green, white checkers are so unpredictable. You never want to give up. Even if you're sitting 16th right now, it is not over. As pace car lights are out, it'll be a single file restart for Alex McCollum, Thomas Axem, and Dylan Bates here on this green, white checker, the second of 3 if they're needed.
Colin Allman in the chat says he hates this track with a passion, Jeff. So he tried to beat on the wall. That's what he did.
Yeah,
and very angry at the wall.
Well, pace car is going to head off the racetrack here. Alex McCollum going to take us green flag racing. He gets to control the start. He can go anytime once that pace car leaves the racetrack. He's going to make him wait on it a little bit. And here we are, green, white checker, just 2 laps to go.
Cole Cabrey tried to take a look to the inside of Brett Suggs, couldn't make the move. Blaze Brinkley to the inside of Daniel Pope, can't make the move. Here comes Cabrey to the outside of Brett Suggs.
Cabrey got a great run off turn 2. He's able to pull alongside the 33, and as we've seen, that outside starting to become a little dominant here. Here comes Cabrey up the outside. Can he get around Brett Suggs?
White flag in the air. This will end it. 1 lap to go. Alex McCollum looking to pick up the win tonight at Iowa. Thomas Axem trying to make pressure. That's not going to happen at the moment. The best battle on the racetrack is for that 3rd spot. But McCollum going to try to bring this one home.
Alex McCollum goes into turn 3. Axem going to try to dive in there and get to his back bumper. Not able to do it. Off turn 4. Alex McCollum's going to win the first round of the playoffs. He'll move on to South Boston and still have a chance at the championship. He wins the County Road Custom 75.
Peyton Howe crashing across the line. I'm sure there was probably retaliation. I'm sure guys not very happy with Peyton Howe tonight as he took out a playoff contender while he was in the playoff spot. But congratulations to Alex McCollum as he wins the first round of our season playoff. Thomas Axem 2nd, Dylan Bates 3rd, Cole Cabrey 4th. Cole Cabrey with a good run. We saw him running around 9th all night long. He did a great job. Parker Traves not happy with Cole Cabrey on pit road.
Yeah, there is some tempers flaring for sure right now. But as we can say, Alex McCollum, Thomas Axem, Dylan Bates, Cole Cabrey, Brett Suggs, Daniel Pope. Those are their 6 drivers. So then we moving on to South Boston. They are still in the hunt for the championship. And unfortunately tonight, the run ends for Eric Tracy and the run ends for Hugo Paquette. Their season is over.
That's heartbreak for Hugo Paquette as he was doing fantastic, doing everything he needed to do, and unfortunately kind of got shipped for that position. And we saw that the issue after that. And boy, Jeff, that was exciting. Our first race in the playoffs. Alex McCollum, the Dominator, dominates once again.
Well, Bill, we got a chance here to talk to some of our top 3 drivers. We're going to start with Dylan Bates, our 3rd place finisher. Bates, you had a great run. You started 7th. You were able to pass some cars tonight, but how hard is it to balance racing for a championship? You saw what happened to Hugo in front of you. How hard is it to kind of balance that, let guys go when you know they're faster and race points, but still try to race for the win?
Yeah, it's definitely tricky. I think you just kind of, it's all based on the scenario that you're in. So I was running it in the top 4, so I was pretty confident that I was going to be able to transfer as long as I just finished where I was at. That's why, I saw that coming between Peyton and Hugo for a while, so I tried to back off of them and give myself some space so the wreck didn't happen and collect me in it. You just got to be smart, man. You gotta pick your battles and make it to the next round and make that last fight in the last race for the championship.
So Dylan, into the next round, we are going to, I believe it is South Boston. How do you feel about what's that, Joe?
Oh, I was saying that's correct. South Boston.
Sorry. Yeah, it's South Boston. So how do you feel about your chances in South Boston? Clearly you're a short track driver winning at Nashville in the quarter mile. How do you feel about going into round number 2?
Enough, it's like the super, super short tracks and these big tracks. It seems to be my thing. The stuff in between, I do okay on, but I feel like the short tracks and these big tracks are pretty good to me. I've won here at Iowa and ITZR a couple of times, and like you said, I won Nashville, so I'm feeling pretty good about South Boston. Just another stay alive and minimize the damage and try to get to the next round.
Well, Dylan, we like to give everybody a chance every night to thank everybody they need to thank. We know that some of these teams are large. There's a lot of guys on it that do a lot of work and coaching and setups. And who do you got to thank?
Yeah, man, I got to thank all the guys back at Superior Motorsports, Superior Performance Motorsports, Daniel Pope, Parker Traves, Donald Clark, all those guys back there. We just have a good time, put in a lot of laps, and it's all about having fun.
Well, Dylan, we're going to let you go celebrate your third place finish. Get ready for the next round of the playoffs next Monday night, South Boston. That is going to be a wild one. Probably not going to see the type of racing that we saw tonight. It's probably going to be a lot of bumpers and a lot of door banging next week, right?
Yes, sir. You better work on your qualifying next week.
All right, Dylan. We'll see you next week. So, Bill, we're going to take a chance to talk to our race winner, Alex McCollum. We call you the Dominator. You did it tonight. First round of the playoffs, set fast time. You started on the pole. You led every lap of it. You come home with a win. Alex, how do you do it? How are you so dominant in some of these races?
Honestly, it's just being consistent. Anybody can go play a fast lap and not be consistent, but I think my biggest thing that helps me is I'm very consistent, and I do make mistakes, but tonight I didn't make a lot, which I think helped me hold off Axem because I think he was a little bit better at the end. I just got a little too tight.
So, Alex, we've seen you qualify very well night after night in previous seasons. It's been a little off a little bit this season, but these for the first time this season, the playoffs are straight up. You qualify, you start where you qualified. Do you think you have an opportunity to just quick time win it, quick time win it, and win this championship?
That's the goal. Obviously, I can't plan on getting the pole and winning the race every week, but I'm gonna try my best. So it's gonna give it my all for the final. I think Sobo is the next one, correct?
Correct,
Yeah.
South Boston.
So I'm still confused about the points, so I still gotta look about that, see how I do next week. But I always go in and try to win, but if I can't, I always try to salvage a good finish.
Well, Alex, you talk about like salvaging a good finish. South Boston could be one that just gets crazy, right? I mean, that's one of those racetracks tonight. We saw all the playoff drivers up front, running up front. There was clean racing throughout the field. But South Boston, the gloves are going to come off there, and things are going to get wild. How do you balance that racing hard for the win and making sure you're still in the battle going into the final race at North Wilkesboro?
Yeah, South Boston's all about track position. So whoever I think gets the pole is probably gonna walk away with the win. So definitely qualify is gonna be key, and I hope I can make the final four. It's gonna be tough, but I really hope I do because North Wilkesboro's I'd say one of my best tracks on iRacing. So if we can make it to the final four, it should be good.
So, Alex, I just have two final questions. First, tacos for everyone.
Oh yeah, we're celebrating tonight and
Perfect.
ice cream.
Perfect. Tacos and ice cream. That's the Alex McCollum style. And last question. We always want to give everybody an opportunity to thank their friends, thank the guys that helped them get here. So who do you want to give a shout out to tonight, Alex?
I gotta thank JDR Graphics throwing this scheme together for the playoffs. Did a little American theme. Decided to change the colors up. I usually like gold and stuffs, but decided to change it up. Gotta thank the boys at Elite, LMR, and all you guys at ITZR for giving us a place to race on Monday and Tuesday nights. It's always a blast to come here and race with the best of the best.
Well, Alex, we're going to let you go celebrate. Thanks so much for taking the time to talk with us. Your second win of the season, and it's a fantastic start to the playoffs. You got all the momentum now here going into the second round.
Thank you.
Now our second place finisher, Thomas Axem. Thomas, you won last week. You come into this one, you start sixth, and you charge right to the front. You were chasing down Alex. What did you need to get around that one car at the end?
Like 3 or 4 extra laps on each run, and I kept saying it to him each run. A few years back, I had a race with him here at Mccollum, and he's always been the best. And we've always had a battle, and I passed him and just walked away from him. And I really thought if I had enough laps, that was going to happen again tonight. But P2 is not bad to Alex Mccollum.
Well, I agree, Thomas. We've talked to you a few times, well, quite a bit this season. And the last couple times you come home second, you were pretty disappointed. But tonight, not quite that type of situation. But you talk about you're a rhythm guy. So is that what you mean, that you needed a few more laps on each one of those runs to get that rhythm going and be able to pass that one car?
Yeah, just one lap to get up to speed. The second lap, I'll put a tenth on him. Just need a few more laps to actually put a nose under him and actually start the battle. But Sobo's going to be a lot more interesting because two groove and the outside might be better than the bottom. But with the playoff guys, I don't know if you're going to want to be on the top and chance getting hit in the left rear. So it's going to be very interesting, and it's going to be a chess game like always.
Well, Thomas, I got to ask here, going into this first round of the playoffs, were you watching to see where the other playoff drivers were, who you were racing with, or are you just trying to pass cars and win races right now?
Yeah, I started sixth, then Jason Warren up there in P4, and I knew McCollum was going to go early when he got a great start and just immediately got to the bottom and started moving up and being on the bumper of Allman, who was following McCollum. I mean, those are some of the best. So I knew I was in good shape there in third, and Allman just fell apart there in the middle of the race. I know he doesn't like that track, but just being there in second, I just need a little bit more time with them.
Well, Thomas, we talk to you every single week, and we let you, give a thanks to all the people that helped you get to this point. We've watched you for multiple seasons now, and you just continue to get faster and just get to the top of that podium. And who helps you get all that speed?
Yeah, I haven't played this game since last Tuesday. I hopped on tonight. I didn't get on until 8:30, but 30 minutes of practice. So just shout out to that 30 minutes of practice I got in. You guys up in the booth. I had Suggs, McCollum, and Cole, a couple teammates, a couple playoff drivers. We're all working together. It was some fun. And just the rest of the guys in the field having a great race.
Well, congratulations, Thomas, on the second place finish and moving on to that next round of the playoffs. Our defending champion, you're going for your second straight, and this is a tough field. I mean, if you're able to pull this off, I mean, that would be incredible. To be honest with you, I mean, it is such a tough group of drivers, and for a guy to be in this championship fight 2 years in a row is really something special.
We got a title. We got to defend it. Have a good night, guys.
All right, thanks so much, Thomas. We will see you next week. And Bill, and that's going to do it for tonight. The Late Model Shootout Series did not disappoint here at Iowa. This is one of our favorite tracks for this series, and just fantastic racing all throughout the field once again.
Just great racing. Iowa is amazing. It is such a fun racetrack for these super late models. I can't help but be heartbroken for Hugo Paquette as we go into next week, him not being in the playoffs. I feel good for other drivers that are in, but that was just an unfortunate situation. But man, I'm excited for those 6 guys that are in the playoffs. And tomorrow. Well, tomorrow we have things going on, Jeff. But next week they're going to battle to be in the top 4. And then between those 4 and the final week of the season in North Wilkesboro, it is just all the gloves are off. It is championship time, championship Monday, and it's going to be exciting. But boy, that was definitely the first round we were looking for, Jeff. And I look forward to next week.
Yeah, and you said it, tomorrow night. We do it all again. The County Road Custom Late Model Challenger Series. It's the first round of the playoffs for them, and some of those drivers here tonight, Blaze Brinkley, Ian Martin, they were getting their feet wet here at Iowa, starting to learn, and they had great runs. So I mean, I'm expecting some of our playoff drivers tomorrow night to be in that mix for the win, and that is going to be a fun race. And Bill, just making the show is going to be, the pressure is going to be on for these playoff drivers. There's so many cars that show up on these Tuesday night races. Your qualifying effort, you could be first, you could be 30th. You don't know.
Yeah, it's just like Eric Tracy had to battle back from tonight from the the back of the B main. He did that and battled all the way up to the top 12 and just needed a little help at the end. It's just so hard to do that past a ton of cars and gave it his best shot. But again, being part of the playoffs with these guys is an unbelievable accomplishment. We invite about 40 drivers to be in this series, and Eric Tracy going to come home in that. I believe he's actually going to jump up to 7th at the end with Hugo having his issues. So I think that's just got to be a great feeling for that 67 driver, and he's got to go home with his head held high tonight, even though he didn't transfer to the next round.
Yeah, definitely. Eric has had a heck of a season, and it's not over yet for him. I mean, his championship hopes are over, but he can still pick up a win. 2 more races to go in this season, and it's he's still chasing that first one here in the Late Model Shootout Series. He's been a consistent top 10 driver. It's never over. Just keep plugging away, and it's going to come eventually for Eric Tracy. He's so consistent. He's so good. It's just a matter of time before he breaks through.
Yeah, we will watch him the next 2 weeks to see if he can do that against these guys. It's going to be a lot of fun, so don't miss it. Make sure you tune in, same bat time, same bat channel next week. It's going to be a lot of fun at South Boston.
Yeah, South Boston next week, and then tomorrow night, another County Road Custom Late Model Challenger Series race, the County Road Custom 75 from Iowa Speedway, first round of the playoffs for our Tuesday night series. You're not going to want to miss that. Live on Facebook, live on YouTube, live on Twitch, and our website, inthezonracing.com. Remember, we're starting to end our season, so we got to start thinking about next season of the Late Model Shootout Series. You're going to want to follow us on Facebook to find out how you can get involved in this series, join our Tuesday night Challenger Series, and find your way into Monday night's Late Model Shootout Series. Make sure you're following us on Facebook, and we will see you tomorrow.